Israel's Netanyahu dismisses his defense minister as war rages. Protests erupt across country. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Tuesday dismissed his popular defense minister Yoav Gallant in a surprise announcement that came as the country is embroiled in wars on multiple fronts across the region. The move sparked protests across the country, including a mass gathering that paralyzed central Tel Aviv. Netanyahu and Gallant have repeatedly been at odds over the war in Gaza, but Netanyahu had avoided firing his rival before taking the step as the world's attention was focused on the U.S. presidential election. Netanyahu cited significant gaps and a crisis of trust in his Tuesday evening announcement as he replaced Gallant with a longtime loyalist. In the midst of war, more than ever, full trust is required between the prime minister and the defense minister, Netanyahu said. Unfortunately, although in the first months of the campaign there was such trust and there was very fruitful work, during the last months, this trust cracked between me and the defense minister. This was a very artful move by Netanyahu, because he fired him once before, I believe, earlier this year. And protests erupt across the country, and he basically had to put him back into power, put him back where he was, to keeping him as defense minister. But Gallant's been a very outspoken defense minister, where everyone thinks he has eyes on becoming the next prime minister of Israel, and so he's been speaking out, saying Hamas is no longer a fighting unit, a able-bodied fighting unit in Gaza right now. He said this even as Netanyahu has pressed forward with the war, you know what I mean? And so these two have been at odds for a while, but for him to fire him on the day of the presidential election, because he knows that it would bury the story underneath the presidential election.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is too, it's like, people are like, oh, the Democrats are letting, them kill the people in Gaza. I'm like, Donald Trump let them call Jerusalem the capital. I mean,
yep.
I'd fire. That's a strategic move. I'd fire him too on election day, because they know, because the story's buried.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a very strategic move, but I mean, at the same time, they've been saying Netanyahu and Trump have a backroom deal to keep the war going. You know what I mean? Under any circumstances.
Well, it's going to keep going. Now they can do whatever they want unless they stop
Jerusalem. That was a huge move for him to give them Trump by recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, which is not supposed to be.
It's what they've been fighting. The Europeans have been wanting that land the whole time. It's all even back to the Holy War. But now it's like, think about it. NATO's about to be gone. We're going to be out of NATO. He's already said that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to put a whole bunch of tariffs. We're going to pay for that. And whatever Israel wants to do in the Middle East, they get to do it now. I mean, they're doing it unchecked now. So I don't see the difference.
Like you said, with NATO, you lose all of your European, allies right there. That's a lot of information, that a lot of, old world kind of knowledge that we're going to lose from that. A very strong ally base we're going to lose with that. On top of that, a lot of our people who are coming to join us in the South China Sea, you got the Philippines, Japan, South Korea, Australia. A lot of these countries over there are going to lose faith and trust in us. Taiwan, you know that he's going to play games with Taiwan. China might invade Taiwan. I mean, he doesn't really want problems with Russia. Russia and China are friends. Russia has a lot. Just in the South China Sea alone, that there's going to be huge problems with allies kind of being shook, because we don't look stable as a country at all. And so with that being said, it's just that there's a lot of there's a lot going forward. Yeah.
A lot of stuff is he's going to do what he wants to do. He's going to have everything to do it. Now, I just don't want to hear nobody complaining about it that voted for him. Like, hey, wait, I didn't vote for this. Nope, you did.
You voted for this.
You did. And there's so many people didn't even know the information. But a lot of people don't dig into it. I mean, like we cover the news. We cover this a lot, and we're going to stick with you. We're going to cover it as long as we can until, the press is gone, because he doesn't like it, because he will have the full authority to get rid of us all. And yeah, we're going to keep you guys updated. And if you got any comments, don't forget to catch us 1 p.m. Sunday, Pacific time. We recap the week, and don't forget us on the Friday Fix.
7 p.m.
Are you going to be able to do the Friday Fix?
Yeah, I'll be ready.
All right, we're going to do the Friday Fix. We can talk about politics if you want. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of wild things.
Talk about other things, a little bit more about things. Friday Fix is more just a worldly thing. We're going to talk about real issues that are going on, not even so much as like political type things, but just life in general.
Like, why are people so fans of the Dallas Cowboys? Hey, but we're going to see y'all next time, man. It's Uncommon Courtesy.